Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Tammy. I own a used bookstore, and I read the synopsises, which is what the book is about, and I do 10 each video. And I also sell these books, or you can use me as a resource center and go look them up on your Kindle Nook, whatever gadget you use. So, with that, today we are on lot 65. Which I forgot to write down, so just give me a second. And these books are all $3 each because they're all going to be hardbacks. And you can reach me at Minda's Bookstore and more on Facebook, or contact me through tammysmakeuptreats@gmail.com. I set them up as a for sale in my Etsy, and you go pick them up and check out for shipping. So with that, here is book number 1. This is called City of Angels by Tracie Peterson and James Scott Bell. This is a 2001 copyright. That's what the book looks like. And it's got a little aging around the pages. And this is what it's about. Kit Shannon, orphan at the age 8 and now 23, arrives in the city of Los Angeles just after the turn of the 20th century. She's determined to go against society's expectation, shouldn't every woman be a wife and mother, to become a courtroom lawyer. Under the care of her socialite Aunt Freddie, Kit quickly comes to realize that no one understands her burning desire to seek justice, but Kit persists and lands a job in the office of Earl Rogers, a successful criminal lawyer. Rogers takes on the case of a young man accused of murder, but is drugged at a critical point in the trial to keep him from defending his client. Now it's up to Kit. Can she rise to the occasion, or will she succumb to the pressures of a corrupt judge and prosecuting attorney who attack her Christian faith? So there you go. Book number 1. Sounds really interesting. Book number 2, we have a nice, thick, big book. This is Executive Orders by Tom Clancy. That's what the book looks like. It's got a little, almost like maybe little bleach stains on the cover. But I do go through all my books to show the people the condition. This is a 1996 copyright. Rest of the book looks pretty good. It's a little dingy on the edges of the pages. Inside, though, it looks really good. Nice and white, no stains. And this is what this book is about, and it is a big book. Okay, the president is dead, and the weight literally of the world falls on Jack Ryan's shoulders in Tom Clancy's newest, the most extraordinary novel. I don't know what to do. What's the manual training course for the job? Whom do I ask? Where do I go? Dead of Honor ended with Tom Clancy's most shocking conclusion ever. A joint session of Congress destroyed. The president dead, most of the cabinet and the Congress dead, the Supreme Court and the Joint Chiefs likewise, dazed and confused. The man who only minutes before had been confirmed as the new vice president of the United States is told that he is now president. President John Patrick Ryan. And that is where Executive Orders begins. Ryan had agreed to accept the vice presidency only as a caretaker for a year. Now suddenly an incalculable weight has fallen on his shoulders. How do you run a government without a government? Where do you even begin? With stunning force, Ryan's responsibility crushed in on him. He must calm an anxious and grieving nation, ally the skepticism of the world's leader, conduct a swift investigation of the tragedy, and arrange a massive state funeral, all while attempting to reconstitute a cabinet and a Congress with the greatest possible speed. But that is not all. Many eyes are on him now. Many of them were unfriendly. In Beijing and Tehran and other world capitals, including Washington, D.C., are those eager to take advantage where they may, some of whom bear animus towards the United States, some of whom from Ryan's past harbor intense animosity toward the new president himself. Soon they will begin to move on their opportunities. Soon they will present Jack Ryan with a crisis so great even he cannot imagine it. Tom Clancy has written remarkable novels before, but nothing comparable to the timeless drama of executive orders filled with exceptional realism and intricate plotting that are his hallmarks. It attests to the words of the St. Louis Dispatch, "The man can tell a story." And then this is what the back looks like. We're just looking for some more of that spottage to show you. So that's book number 2. Book number 3, and I also ship media if people do buy from me, which is the cheapest shipping for books. This one is called The Blue Hour by T. Jefferson Parker. This is actually a very special book. This is what the book looks like. This is a 1997 book, and it is also signed by the author. So there you go. Tim Hess is a semi-retired veteran cop staring at a death sentence, his own. In the throes of a losing battle against cancer, his time is literally running out. 3 times divorced, childless, Hess is a classic loner cop, and he's happy to accept the job held out to him, tracking down a ruthless killer who's been abducting beautiful women from Orange County. Mercy Rayborn has a reputation for causing trouble, brash, ambitious, and impatient. She hasn't devoted any time to her personal life, and she's not terribly popular with her peers or her superiors. As in a matter that isn't helped by a sexual harassment case she's recently filed against some fellow officers, Hess isn't thrilled to be taking orders from this difficult yet smart young woman, and he certainly isn't planning to fall in love with her. Intricately plotted and surprisingly moving, The Blue Hour is T. Jefferson Parker's most compelling and satisfying thriller yet. So there you go, a signed copy. Same price. And that is book number 3. Book number 4, we have The Cardinal of the Kremlin by Tom Clancy. This is what the book looks like. It is a 1988 copyright, and this is what the book is about. Tom Clancy has taken us on a hunt of a renegade submarine into an astonishing scenario for World War III, into front lines of terrorism. Now he looks into the skies in one of the most remarkable technological competitions of our time, the race to develop Star Wars. In a rolling sea off the east coast of South America, a target disappears in a puff of green light. In the Soviet hills of Dushanbe near the Afghanistan border, an otherworldly array of pillars and domes rises to the night. To the 2 greatest nations on Earth, no contest is more urgent than the race to build the first Star Wars missile defense system, and no one knows that more than 2 men charged with assessing the Soviets' capabilities. Colonel Mikhail Filatov of the Soviet Union, an old-line warrior distrusted by the Army's new inner circle of technocrats, and CIA analyst Jack Ryan, hero of the October affair. Each must use all his craft to arrive at the truth, but Filatov gets there first. And that's when all hell breaks loose, because Filatov, codenamed Cardinal, is America's highest agent in the Kremlin, and he's about to be betrayed to the KGB. His rescue could spell the difference between peace and war, and is up to Jack Ryan to accomplish it if he can, as in a breathtaking sequence of Hunter and Hunted. Filatov's life and Ryan's, and that of the world itself, literally hang in the balance, with the exceptional realism and authenticity that have become his hallmark. Clancy puts us again on the cutting edge of modern technology and humanizes it, taking us deep inside not only the machines but the men, and constructing the story of unrelenting suspense. In its review of The Red Storm Rising, the San Francisco Chronicle said simply, "Tom Clancy is the best there is. He is a master, and that fact has never been shown more clear than the pure excitement of the Cardinal of the Kremlin." And I have read one of his books. He is a really good author. So that is book number 4. Book number 5, we have Unnatural Exposure by Patricia Cornwell. That's what the book looks like. It's got a little marker right there. This is a 1997 copyright, and this is what it's about. Virginia Chief Medical Examiner Kay Scarpetta is trapped in a nightmare of unsolved murders in a pernicious virus in this breathless thriller where clues are elusive and the killer's threats are hurled through cyberspace. Dr. Kay Scarpetta is newly returned from Dublin, where she was called in to examine the remains of a murder victim whose limbs and head were expertly severed. A signature of a cunning serial killer on the loose, again after an 8-year sabbatical, when the same killer apparently strikes again, this time much closer to home. The remains of the woman are found in a Virginia landfill, her body dismembered in the same expert way as in the Dublin case. After Scarpetta investigates the murder scene, the killer boldly contacts her through the internet, inviting her to download photos of a murder victim and signing off with the chilling screen name Dead Doc. Nice. Scarpetta soon discovers inconsistencies between this new case and a serial murder she's been investigating with the help of her niece Lucy. As an FBI computer expert, she takes an extraordinary virtual tour of the background of the emailed photo. But even as Scarpetta and Lucy profile illuminating details in virtual reality, local authorities try to wrap up the case by charging the man who discovered the body. When Scarpetta determined that the victim was exposed to a rare smallpox-like virus before she died, and later that she herself may have been infected, she realizes she's up against a killer with access to an incredibly sophisticated arsenal of deadly force, a killer with a specific animus directed toward her. Packed with unrelieved tension and constant surprises, Unnatural Exposure is the case of Scarpetta's life and a triumph for Patricia Cornwell. So there you go. Book 5. Book number 6. We have The Tale of the Body Thief by Anne Rice. This is what the book looks like. It is a 1992 copyright, and this is what it's about. Lestat speaks. Vampire hero, enchanter, seducer of mortals. For centuries, he has been courted prince in the dark of the flourishing universe of the living dead. Lestat is alone, and suddenly all his vampire rationale, everything he has come to believe and safe with, is called into question. In his overwhelming need to destroy his doubts and his loneliness, Lestat embarks on the most dangerous enterprise he has undertaken in the danger-haunted years of his long existence. The Tale of the Body Thief is told in a unique and mesmerizing passion, power, color, and invention that distinguish the novels of Anne Rice. So there you go. Book 6. Book number 7. We have The Shadow of Your Smile by Mary Higgins Clark, which I like her books too because I've read her. This is actually in large print. There is a mark right there. It's a 2010 copyright, and this is what the book's about. Okay. At age 83 and in failing health, Olivia Morrow faces a momentous choice. Should she reveal that her cousin, Sister Catherine, a nun about to be beatified, had been violated long ago and gave her baby up for adoption, or should she take the secret to her grave? Catherine's attacker, a famous doctor and scientist, made a fortune for his medical inventions. Catherine's granddaughter, Dr. Monica Farrell, is the rightful heir, but Olivia would have to destroy Catherine's wishes to reveal Monica's parentage. There are, however, people aware of Olivia's choice. To silence Olivia and prevent Monica from learning the secret, one of them will stop at nothing, not even murder. So there you go. Book 6. Or 7. Book number 8. We have another great Tom Clancy. This is called The Patriot Games. This is what the book looks like. It is a 1987 copyright, and this is what it's about. It is fall, Years before the defection of the Soviet submarine will send him hurtling into a confrontation with the Soviet historian. Ex-Marine and CIA analyst Jack Ryan is vacationing in London with his wife and young daughter when a terrorist attack takes place before his eyes. Instinctively, he dives toward to break it up and is shot. It is not until he wakes up in the hospital that he learns whose lives was saved. The Prince and the Princess of Wales and their new young son, and which enemies he has made the Ulster Liberation Army an ultra left-wing splinter of the IRA. But his impulsive act, he has gained both gratitude of a nation and the enmity of dangerous men who do not sit on their hate, and in the weeks and months to come, it is Jack Ryan and his family who will become the targets of that hate. Sweeping from England to Ireland to America with ever-growing momentum, its suspense steadily intensifying as Ryan must summon all the skills and knowledge at his command to battle back against his nemesis. Patriot Games gives us a remarkable set of characters in the most desperate struggle of their lives. As with Tom Clancy's two previous triumphs, it is both a marvel of the storyteller's art and, as the headlines attest, frighteningly real. He has a private talk with the President of the United States, conferred with the White House staff, lectured at a Central Intelligence Agency, and has been consulted by international intelligence experts. Yet Tom Clancy is neither a former intelligence officer nor a naval man. So he does his studying for his books, which is really awesome. Probably what makes him so good. So that is book number 8. Book number 9. We have The Grass Grown by Colleen McCullough. This is what the book looks like. It is a 1991, another nice thick read. This is what it's about. Let me see here. The Grass Grown, which sweeps the reader once again into a world of conflict, political intrigue, violence, and implacable enmity and enduring love. The career of Gaius Marius, victorious general of 6-time consul of Rome, is in decline, but the aging Marius seeks an unprecedented and prophesied 7th consulship, setting him at odds with the brilliant, tormented Lucius Cornelius Sulla. And if I pronounce that wrong, I don't know what to tell you. Because I do that sometimes. Was Marius' valued right-hand man, now his most dangerous rival, against the backdrop of Civil War massacre and conspiracy? These two men vie for political dominance and must also contend with forces that threaten Rome's very survival. Rebellion in the neighboring Italian states and machinicians, I don't know what that word is. A barbaric Eastern conqueror. More than a chronicle of historical clashes and great events, The Grass Crown brings to life the men and women and children who will help shape the future of the Western world, and whose acts of courage, passion, and treachery interweave to create an enthralling and relentlessly paced story of a remarkable society and glorious epic. Matchless is in detailed, rich with true, recognizable human emotions. The Grass Crown brilliantly celebrates the triumphs and tragedies of a world long gone, one which we can see ourselves hauntingly reflected. And there she is. Isn't she cute? So that is book number 9. Book number 10, and the last one we have, is called Hemlock Bay, and this is by Catherine Coulter. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2001 copyright. It's got a little marker right there on a sticker with a little doggy. Looks like a little nameplate. Okay, so this is what it's about. FBI agent Dylan Savage is on a challenging case involving the kidnapping of 2 teenage boys. When trouble boils up in his personal life, his young sister Lily has crashed her Explorer into a redwood into the California town of Hemlock Bay. It is another suicide attempt. The second since the loss of her young daughter some 7 months ago. Savage and his wife, Savage and his wife and fellow agent Lacey Sherlock discover 4 paintings left to Lily by her famous grandmother, artist Sarah Elliott. Paintings now worth millions are at the heart of an intricate conspiracy. Lily and art broker Simon Russo are thrust into an ever-widening circles of danger that radiate from a notorious collector's locked room. Dean Savage and his sister both will have to face their worst fears in order to survive. So there you go, book number 10. And leave me a comment down below. Come and say hi to me, because I like hearing from people, especially my book lovers. And with that, whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.